Alright guys, welcome back to another spring reviews video, and today I'll be finally taking a look at the Christmas or holiday plushies released by Funko. I'm pretty sure these released at the tail end of October, early November. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get right into it, starting off, with the main man himself, Santa Freddy. So Santa Freddy here is kind of an interesting plush because it's not because none of these guys really reuse the tie-dye bases. Obviously Snow Chica doesn't because she's like a brand new pattern. But Santa Freddy actually more so resembles Rockstar Freddy, which I'll show off when I get to the comparison segment of the video. But yeah, to start off with, he has, these nice yellow eyes, which I didn't even realize till now how weird it was that this plushie has, that Santa Freddy has yellow eyes, because, it's Freddy. Freddy has blue eyes, but I think it goes along with with the color scheme well. One thing I will say that's kind of disappointing, if the camera will focus, is that this like white bits on his arms are printed when Elf Bonnie, as you can see, it's like its own material. It's like actual fluffy material. So it is kind of disappointing that they didn't do that on Santa Freddy. But hey, at least this is that fluffy material along with this. And as discussed in the plush collection video, if you carefully fold the hat back, he actually has a second ear, which Funko didn't need to do at all. Like, because you're gonna display it with it over his ear. But it's nice. It's nice that they gave you a display option with this guy. And overall, yeah, the whole body is printed aside from like the hands and some bits of the head and all that. In fact, the head is actually all embroidered. Like the cheeks are embroidered, these are embroidered, the eyebrows are embroidered, the inner parts of the ears are embroidered. So that's good to see. But yeah, the bow tie is like this new like felt like material. So yeah, it's not the same as like chocolate bonnies or black car bonnies or just the normal bow tie material. It's like this like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like felt, but not exactly. I really don't know how to describe it. But yeah, you got obviously his little buckle on the bottom, which Elf Bonnie has as well, but we'll get into him soon. Thankfully it goes all the way around. It doesn't just like end at the sides, which is really good. Because, tie-dye spring chip just had the withering on the front. It didn't continue to the back at all. So yeah, I'm glad to see that they went through the mile of doing that. It's got the white bottom, like trim on the bottom, which is a really nice detail. And overall, yeah, I just think the Santa attire and the colors, I just think they go well with Freddy. Yeah, overall, pretty good plushie. He's also nice and soft. Like, this isn't that like weird off feeling from the balloon circus, because you remember in that video I mentioned how the fabric didn't feel as nice with the printing or just overall, but I was happy to see that the fabric is back to that normal fabric. The printed fat on fabric still feels nice. So yeah, overall pretty good plushie. Actually, I'd give him a solid 8.5 out of 10. He gets the 0.5 because, the second year, but gotta take some points off because of this, especially when Elf Bonnie has him, which, speaking of Elf Bonnie, we'll get into right now. So Elf Bonnie here is obviously my favorite of the wave. I just think he's really cute. He feels really nice. And overall, just, yeah, so starting at the bottom, his hat and outfit actually is that Phantom Foxy / like Arcade Mayhem material. So it's like that, like, that metallic stuff, which isn't bad. I think it does fit Bonnie really nicely. Yeah, you can see they continued it on the bottom. Did Freddy continue on the bottom? All right, that's good, because things like Monty happen where they have like the pattern printed on the pants and legs, but then at the bottom they didn't print any of the patterns on the bottom. So I'm glad to see that they continued like this pattern, like this material down to here. And yeah, the bow tie is a darker red than Freddy's. Like, if I pull out Freddy, it's more of like a pinkish color, like an orangish pinkish color, whereas this is just straight up red. And just overall, solid plushie. He's got the cheeks, the brighter purple cheeks. This is obviously the Spring Bonnie base. if I didn't say that already. But this is like the most direct use of it. Like you can, unlike Chocolate Bonnie where there's like some differences and Tie-Dye Bonnie where there's a lot of differences. Same with Circus Bonnie. You look at this and you can just immediately tell that's the Spring Bonnie pattern. But they did change one thing about the pattern, which I'm not really a big fan of, and it's these ears. For some reason, they decided to like do a Twisted Bonnie and like print on like the front of the ear. They didn't print the whole thing. They just printed the front, and that just it just doesn't look good. Well, like it doesn't bother me too much. It's just disappointed compared to all the other Bonnies, aside from like Jacko Bonnie and Vanny. All the other Bonnies have had like fully embroidered ears, like inner ear colors. So I don't know why they decided to do it here when they didn't have to, especially since it's the Spring Bonnie base. They could have just reused the Spring Bonnie ears. I don't think anyone would have batted an eye or gotten upset, but it's classic Funko. What are you going to do? The eyes are the same color as the cheeks, but I do think they're a bit more desaturated, I think. Yeah, they're definitely more of like a grayish. They're like gray eyes with the slightest hue of like this color. And but the eyes are really cute. They removed the eyelashes. One thing about my Elf Bonnie is that so when you get Elf Bonnie, the actual plushie does not have any stuffing in the hat whatsoever. So I just decided to put some stuffing in because you can actually like get your finger up in there and like lift it back a little. So I just carefully put some stuffing in just so it would look better, and I think it definitely does look a lot nicer now because of the change that I did. But yeah, on the back, I do wish they added a bunny tail, but Funko doesn't do that with Bonnies anymore, sadly. But I'm glad to see this along the back as well. And same thing with Santa Freddy. It does have this going completely along the back, which is nice to see. I do like the green. I think the green does go with the purple really well. And one thing that I really do like about this plush is that they didn't just do like with what they did with Santa Freddy, where they just gave him like black feet or black basic shoes, I guess. They actually like did like a unique feet pattern. Like they actually did the shoes for Elf Bonnie, which I think is a really cool like thing they did. They didn't have to do that, but it's just such a nice detail that they did, and it makes them look cuter, and it just makes them stand out from like the other holiday plushies and the other Bonnie plushies in general, and just Fnaf plushies in general. So yeah, Elf Bonnie, pretty good actually. The only like major gripe I have is these ears, so I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Really, I'll give him a 9.5. He gets the 0.5 because of these feet, because they even have like the little white bells or like fluff at the tips, which is really cool. So yeah, though it can make them a bit weird to hold sometimes, but other than that, solid plushie. Definitely my favorite of the wave. He just looks really nice. And now on for the most unique one of the set, Snow Chica. So Snow Chica here, if you couldn't already tell, is definitely the most unique Chica plush we've gotten, and one of the most unique Five Nights at Freddy's plushies we've gotten. Because unlike the Pop and Plush, where it's like the FNAF one Chica head on a snowman body, this is like just like completely a snowman. Like I don't think, aside from maybe the beak, this doesn't really share like any similarities to the other Chica patterns, like Balloon Chica, Liberty Chica, Tie-Dye Chica. This is like its brand new own unique pattern. I think that's pretty neat. I do like that they kept the white in the eyes. I think this plushie would have looked creepy if it didn't have it. Just these big empty black sockets. So yeah, I like that they printed on like the little lines to show that the beak is like a carrot, so it fits with the snowman theme. I love how the eyebrows are like in two different positions, so it actually looks like it was a snowman that was just made by some kid. I love the fact that they're like leaves, and like they're not just like basic green with these little cuts in them. They actually printed out like a leaf pattern on them, which is really cool to see. The eyes are fully embroidered. Thankfully, I do like that. I like the gray around them. I think it definitely does like fit the plushie style. Only disappointing thing is that the hat on mine, oh, I fixed it. Had like a indent right here, but I think I fixed it. Now it's going on the back, but that one isn't as noticeable. But this one, I can't really get my finger up in there as much, and I'm not really comfortable trying to put stuffing in there when there's not much wiggle room in there. So the hat's gonna have to stay unstuffed, which is really weird. I don't know why Funko did this with both this plushie and I'm pretty sure Ennard, if I remember correctly. I don't have him, but I've seen reviews. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any stuffing in the hat, which is really strange. Like, I don't understand why they did that. But anyways, the oven mitts, I think, is that print? I know this section is printed, but it's like sewed on its own because you got like this splitted segment right here. If you look right here, the camera will focus. You can see like it's a little split segment. It's got fingers, which is the thing. This is the first Fnaf plushie to have fingers, which, I mean, it fits the mitten style and it fits this plushie, but it is kind of weird that they gave a Fnaf plushie fingers. Like, not even the Nightmares had those, and their whole thing was sharp teeth and claws. But this they got the scarf. It does feel a little cheap, but it doesn't but it is pretty secure on there, so you don't have to worry about it like tearing. And it does feel better than Circus Freddy's bow tie. Another thing is that all through these buttons you see here are embroidered. They're not printed onto this fabric. They're actually like embroidered buttons, which is pretty rare for Funko nowadays. So I think that's really cool that they went to the extra step of embroidering the buttons. I absolutely love the fabric. It makes her feel unique against the others. It fits this, and it does like fit the snow aesthetic. I don't know if this is the same material used on Twisted Wolf. I don't have them, but I don't think so, because this definitely doesn't look as fluffy as Twisted Wolf's fur pattern. So yeah, not much else to say. I like that the holly is its own separate thing. It isn't just printed onto the hat. It does remind me a lot of the Frostbear plushie, which we'll pull out since I have them right next to me. As you can see, it's obviously thinner. It's a bit cheaper quality. It's like a lot thinner of a piece of fabric. Like, you can just tell that Snow Chica's thing is like flimsier than this. But it's still nice that it's its own separate thing, like Frostbear's holly. So yeah, putting him back on the shelf. So yeah, I also like that it added this right here, like this little patch to show that the hat has been had a hole in it, had to be re-sewed, like fixed up with like a little patch, which I think is cool. I wish it was embroidered, but what can you do? It also has a blue stripe along it, which is really nice. If only they did that with Glamrock Freddy and gave Funtime Freddy his stripe, but that's neither here nor there. Along with that, I think that's it, actually. Here's the tush tag, by the way, if y'all were wondering for some reason. So, yep, that's about it. See, the scarf does go along the back. They didn't just sew it into the sides. It does go all the way along the back. So yeah, overall, I give this plushie probably an 8 or 9 out of 10. Really good plushie. My second favorite of the wave. These three, I'd say, are my favorites of the wave. Like, just the main wave, because I don't have Nutcracker Foxy. So, but now we move on to my least favorite, Nutcracker Foxy. Well, no, not Gingerbread Foxy, my bad. There's 2 Foxies in this holiday wave, so it's easy to mix them up. But yeah, let's get on to Gingerbread Foxy. So, the reason why I said that this is my least favorite is because, I don't know, I just don't like him as much as these. But don't get me wrong, this is still a really good plushie, and objectively, this is definitely the highest quality plush, because aside from the printing here, and aside from the printing on this, everything you see here is embroidered. Like, this green is its own green fabric. It isn't like green printed on this, or like white fabric. The tail, 2 different colors of fabric to my knowledge. Yeah, you can see like the little sew line in them. All the icing around them, which even wraps around to the back, that's all embroidered. Like, this is embroidered. This is embroidered. Even these are embroidered. Even the base that the candy cane hook sits on is its own white fabric. It isn't just printed onto the arm. And that's really cool. It's really cool that they went through the mile of embroidering all these little icing details and everything. The eyebrows are embroidered. If only we'd see the same quality with the main plushies. But, what can you do? The buttons aren't like Snow Chica's are embroidered. The icing on the the icing on the feet are embroidered. So yeah, I do like the shade of brown that they use. It definitely does fit the gingerbread theme, and I do. The teeth though, I do think could be a bit better. I don't know why they went like this nerdy buck teeth when they literally had like the nice teeth from Tie-Dye Foxy or Captain Foxy. It's just really weird that they change it out for like this nerd buck tooth look. But what can you do? This is yet another Foxy which uses a smaller Freddy nose, which is really weird. I don't get why Foxys recently have just been using the Freddy nose. It's like Foxy has had his own unique nose for years. I don't know why now they're deciding to just like start using the Freddy nose. But what can you do? I don't really have much else to say about him because it is just like a brown Foxy with like icing outlines. I do like that the like this is embroidered right here, so it looks like it's got like the secondary color when it doesn't. So yeah, and I think the lack of a secondary color honestly works in its favor because it does look more convincing as a Foxy made out of gingerbread. So yeah, not really else much to say. I like the cute little tail. Though I do kind of wish it was like the balloon circus Foxies was like a much bigger tail. I just think that would have looked nice. But this little guy's still cute. But yeah, this is also a lot thicker than other Foxy Tufts of hair on his head. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The candy cane hook is like probably the flimsiest hook we've gotten. Just look at that, and it's like it doesn't really usually want to stay straight. But other than that, pretty good plushie. Like not really my favorite, but it's still a really good plushie, and objectively is probably the best one. But yeah, not much else to say because it is mostly just a brown Foxy. It isn't really changed up like these two, and especially Snow Chica. So yeah, that's it for reviewing them. Now let's get into comparisons. So here is Santa Freddy paired alongside the classic Freddy and Rockstar Freddy. And obviously, you could tell that it doesn't really reuse anything from this guy aside from having the nose, because I'm pretty sure they are about the same size. It's definitely bigger than Rockstar Freddy's. But yeah, you can just obviously tell that it, for the most part, was reused from Rockstar Freddy. Because, you got the signature rings around the eyes, the eyelids. The way the snout is shaped is kind of like his, but it also is kind of like classic Freddy's. But yeah, the ears, though, are more like something like Candy Freddy's or Shamrock Freddy's. I brought it out just for this comparison because it does have the technically more accurate, like, pointy ears. But I always prefer, like, the round ears. I just think they look better. They work better for a Freddy plush. But these aren't bad. Shamrock Freddy's isn't the best, in my opinion, just because they're kind of, like, uneven on mine. But that could just be a me thing. But I do think Candy Freddy pulls it off pretty well. They're a bit more rounded and not as pointy. So I think it captures that pointy feel of the Fnaf 1 Freddy while still, like, being rounded and cutesy. But this is but these ears are definitely a nice solid middle ground between these two. But yeah, that's kind of it for Freddy's. Not really much to say. So let's get on to our boy, Elf Bonnie. So here's Elf Bonnie with both the original Bonnie and Spring Bonnie. And I do think they match up well enough together. They're obviously very different. But it does make Elf Bonnie stand out more so from a classic Bonnie. But the real comparison is obviously with Spring Bonnie. You can just tell, like, this is the most direct use of the Spring Bonnie pattern, like, that we've gotten. Because they would always change up the eyes or change up the ears, which they do here, but not drastically, aside from, like, position, because these are closer together, like classic Bonnie, and these are, like, far apart for the hat. But still, you can just immediately tell that, like, this is definitely a reuse of the Spring Bonnie pattern. I don't know if it's just mine, but the rings around the eyes do seem to be a bit smaller because these were like stick it out a bit more, so the eye itself was like bigger. These are definitely like slightly, like the tad is smaller on mine, but that could just be me, or maybe it is just this bond. Maybe they did just change it. But yeah, you can tell like just how similar they are. The only thing that keeps them really different is just some minor things and the shaping, like the quality control. But, like, other than that, the head is basically identical. Obviously, they did give it cheeks, which it's kind of a weird detail that they gave these guys. Like, toy animatronic cheeks, but it was only for Fred, E, and Bonnie, to my knowledge. Like, I don't think Foxy has them. Yeah, Foxy doesn't have them. You see, yeah, Foxy doesn't have them, and then Snow Chica doesn't have them either. So, I don't know. I don't, but I do think the gingerbread Foxy Pop might have red cheeks. I don't know. I haven't looked at those pops in a while. They're kind of just on a shelf buried, but behind like more important pops because I don't have like the room to display all of them at once yet. But who knows? Maybe someday I will. But yeah, the bow tie is different. This is more of that original type of bow tie material. This is like that weird felty stuff that I described earlier. Noses are the same. Though this one I think is glossier than this one. I don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting. Maybe it's just the quality control again. But who knows? But yeah, definitely interesting to see just how directly used the Elf Bonnie is compared to Spring Bonnie. And you could see my point. These ears just look so much better with the embroidery than these half printed on things. Like, it's just so weird. They could have just reused these ears, stuck them, spread her apart, and then made them purple to match this guy. Like, I don't understand. But they do, interestingly enough, point outwards rather than, like, they curve outwards, or at least they seem to, rather than inwards like Spring Bonnie, which Chocolate Bonnie does have it, like, sort of stick out outwards if you look. Like, as you can see, like, it does curve outwards like how Elf Bonnie's does. So that's just an interesting thing I noticed when looking at these two earlier, is that their ears are similar. But, like, again, you can see just how better Chocolate Bonnie's ear looks compared to Elf Bonnie's. But still, really good plushie, obviously. So let's get on to the most interesting comparison of the band. Let me get these guys out of the way. We got Snow Chica. So here is Snow Chica next to Classic Chica and Tie-Dye Chica, since there was obviously no Chica in the Fnaf 6 wave. But you can see, like, there is literally, like, nothing reused. Like, I'm not seeing even, like, a seam line up here, which might be buried in this fabric, because their heads are both kind of, like, balloon-shaped a little, so they might be reused. But this one is, like, flatter than hers. Hers is more bulbous in the back, whereas this one's just more flattened against, like, the rest of the plush. The beaks, obviously, I'm pretty sure are reused, but this guy... Well, actually, I think this one's small. Yeah, this one's definitely smaller than this one. So, yeah, the eyes are completely different. These are, like, sewn in, where these are, like, bulging out, and they're just normal animatronic eyes. You know, these are, like, snowman eyes. Eyebrows are obviously completely different. These are actually more like the original Chicas and, like, the original Fnaf plushies, where there were separate pieces of felt that would, like, that you could, like, move around that would stick out. Like, these are the same thing. Obviously, different material and different look entirely, but you get what I mean. And this is the first Chica plush in a while to not, or like ever, to not have like the little top feathers. So, yeah, that's basically it for Chicas. She's just so different. You can't really name any similarities between these three. So, yeah, let's get those out of the way and get back to Gingerbread Foxy. So here are the three Foxies, and you can just see, like, just how much better, like, these two, like, the original Foxy and Tie-Dye Foxy's teeth are compared to this. This is, like, nerdy bucktooth. These are, like, actual pirate Foxy teeth. So, yeah, obviously, very different compared to this one. Has the pants, the hook, obviously, that's the biggest change. The eyes are completely different. They're more of, like, actually, let me go grab them. Like, if the only option was, like, these nerdy teeth and the no teeth on Rockstar Foxy, I would have preferred the no teeth. But you can see that, like, he definitely is more similar to Rockstar Foxy the most, even if, like, because Tie-Dye Foxy, yeah, they have similar ears, but this one has, like, more of the classic Foxy type eyes, just smaller. So, yeah, and, like, but these more do match, like, pretty well. So, you know, because not only that, like, you also got the eye patches being in the eye like Rockstar Foxy, which people didn't like, so I don't know why they did it again, but it's whatever. But comparing it to the hooks, yeah, this hook is way better. It's not just, well, I guess it's not really fair, but at the same time, like, this fabric is feels a lot more sturdy and keeps its shape more than this. Like if this was the same like type material and same like thickness as this hook, then I wouldn't have had a problem. But it's like flimsier for some reason. But I will say I do like that they added the base to the hook rather than tie-dye Foxy where it was just his hand. So it just looks like the hook is growing out of his hand, which is weird. But the eyes, I do like. This is overall a better plushie, just because like the eyes look a lot better. Not that I hate this plush, because he is really soft and he is pretty cute. I do like his derpy little face. But like this is just like objectively like a better head shape, I guess. Yeah, you can see completely different feathers, or not feathers, tufts of hair on his head. Well, completely different from this guy's. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the comparisons with these. Oh, yeah, one last thing. Here is the comparison between the materials. You can obviously tell that it's that Blackheart AR Phantom Foxy material. If you look, hold up, let me hold these two together and just get like the camera will focus. You can just tell that they are both the same material. Man, I forgot how much dust that this type of material can attract. But yeah, it's pretty much it. I just want to point that last bit out in case people were wondering what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So final thoughts on this wave. It's hard to explain because I do like these plushies. Like these are definitely the highest quality of the 3 waves we got in 2023. But at the same time, it's just such a shame that all we got for 2023 was tie-dye Balloon Circus, which we still don't know what it was for. So it's basically a filler wave like tie-dye and holiday, and then holiday. It's like, but like, I feel like people wouldn't have been as mad at these 3 waves if we got like real waves in between, like maybe a withered wave Funko, like people have been wanting, or like another Fnaf 6 wave, another Security Breach wave, or maybe an AR wave. People don't really like AR that much, but it would have been something that's actual characters from the video games. It's just like you're putting effort and resources and making new patterns for recolors, but then on the other hand, like a lot of the other plushies that like are actual characters and are their own designs just get reused for some strange reason, which I don't fully understand. Like Roxanne Wolf was a reuse of Rockstar Foxy, but it just wasn't changed that much. It's like, it's just so strange to me, because like Funko wonders why their stuff keeps ending up in landfills, yet like they're just making stuff people don't want. Granted, I like this wave. Again, like on its own, it's a good wave in a vacuum. But with everything else, it's just like, it's hard. I do understand that it's hard for people to appreciate this wave when Funko just pumps out like these filler waves and doesn't give people what they want. Like, where's the Glitch Trap plush? We should have gotten that back in Curse of Dreadbear, but no, the only exclusive we got was Captain Foxy, which made sense. But then they never did Glitch Trap, and the only other exclusive Curse of Dreadbear plush they did was a mini Dreadbear, which makes no sense because he's meant to be a big character. Like there's literally a big version of him in both Help Wanted and I'm pretty sure Help Wanted 2. So you'd think they would have made a 16-inch one, but no, they made a smaller one for some reason. Like, granted, it is cute that they did a smaller plushie of him, but then like they did nothing with the concept. The concept of having like smaller plushies is really cool, but they just didn't do anything with the concept. We never got a miniature Helpy. They never did a plush trap of any kind. We were supposed to get a Frost plush trap something, but that got canceled. And it's just like, and it's not even like the Ruin wave. The Ruin plushies are like super good. They're cool, but it's like, it's just Ruin Sun and Ruin Moon, who looks more like Eclipse. I don't know why they called it Ruin Moon. It's literally just Eclipse. But those are the only 2 Ruin plushies we're getting. No Ruin Chica plush and no Ruin Roxy plush. When they're all about reusing stuff, but when it comes to some plushies, they just don't reuse them when they literally can. Like, just reuse like Roxy and Chica and make him Ruin. Like, I just don't get Funko's thought process behind these sorts of things. I just don't understand why, I don't understand why we got 3 filler waves waiting for the Ruin wave just for it to have 2 plushies, and with probably the worst character selection like I've ever seen from Funko for main Fnaf plushies. Like, it rivals Pizzeria Simulator in terms of how baffled I am by the character choices. it's just so weird. Like I don't get it. So yeah, while this wave is good, I can definitely understand why people were so fed up with Funko after this wave, after literally a whole year of nothing but filler. And like it's just so strange to me. Like you'd think they would have done at least like a shadow drop or like a miniature wave in between, which we did get with Fanverse, but that was about it. And even then, they're not even doing anything else for Fanverse. We were supposed to get a 16-inch candy. That never happened. We were supposed to get like, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, we were supposed to get like an updated Evergreen Blake plush. Never got that. And even some stuff they were putting that might have been cool was canceled. Like a 16-inch tie-dye Funtime Foxy. That was canceled. So I just don't get it. And then now the Freddie and Bonnie statue was canceled, which why would you cancel a statue of Freddie? Like I know Bonnie's in there too, but like Freddie, the main man of the franchise, why would you just cancel a statue of him? Like I just don't get it. Like it's a statue of Freddie. People would have bought that because it's Freddie, the main character. Like I don't know. I know I've been ranting for a bit. I know everyone who talks about this wave kind of does like a rant at the end, but I just had to get it out there because it like I don't know. But yeah, overall though, my thoughts on this wave, like plushie wise, pretty good actually. If you want just cute holiday plushies, these are definitely the ones to get. They are really cute. They're high quality for the most part, aside from some things. Looking at you, Elf Bonnie printed ears. But and then I don't know. Like I would say like if you could only get one of these two. Like if you can only get one, I'd say get these two or these two since you know Freddy's the main man and he's Santa Claus. So I'd say like get these like I'd get all of them obviously because they're all like cute little holiday decoration things. So at least these have more reason to exist than like most of Funko's recolor waves, like slightly. I do like these better than Balloon Circus because they're nicer designs. They're higher they do feel higher quality, and just overall the patterns I just think are a bit better. I do like them better than tie-dye. That just because like these just look nicer, but the tie-dye plushies are still cool. Don't get me wrong. But I just think like the holiday wave definitely does have like better, more like out there designs because at least for recolor wave they did do something unique aside from just reusing bases. Like they went all out with like Chica. They went all out in terms of like embroidery with Gingerbread Foxy. They added the detail of Santa Freddy's other ear, which they didn't have to do at all. Completely unnecessary, but it was cool. And then Elf Bonnie with the shoes and like these things around them. So yeah, but if you're not really into recolors or filler waves and you're not really too keen on having holiday versions of the plushies, you're obviously not going to get these. If you're a completionist, again, like I said in the last video, you're going to get these regardless. But yeah, if I ever do get Nutcracker Foxy, I will most likely do a review on him. But yeah, sorry for the rant back there, but yeah, it's pretty much it for this video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.